Hello and welcome to Cutter Builds. Today we are off on a bit of an adventure here. I am running through the desert to see if we can find our way through to the other side and get into some other biomes. If we look at the map here, I'm now officially farther than I've been in the desert. I didn't realize there was water up here, so a desert start might not actually be all that bad. And our goal with getting through the desert is I want to get over here and see what this third world boss is. We'd really like to check that off of the list, get all of the world bosses done. And yeah, if we take a quick look actually at my inventory, you can see I've brought enough materials to set up a small 1x2 shack out in the middle of nowhere. We've got some extra food. I've salted it all so it should survive until I need to eat with these buffs out. And I've got my standard rifle rounds and some incendiary rounds with my 2-gun setup here for boss fighting. It seems to be working pretty well. We grabbed a couple of miscellaneous tonics that I had made in the bench, and I've actually remembered to make a handful of bandages and sutures, so if we do get beat up here, we're going to be able to do something about it, hopefully. We've got quite a bit of wildlife up here as well. This might be a fun spot to have started and built a base at some point. We've got a lot less trees around is the major problem, I think, with doing that. Coming up with wood would be quite difficult to start out in an area like this, I would think. I'm not sure how you would do that. You'd probably have to break out and go to another biome to get the wood, I'm guessing. I don't know if there's a way to grow trees yet. I haven't seen one. I think you just gotta wait for them to respawn out in the wild. Yeah, there's an elephant. Let me just look at the map here. I'm kind of following along. I'm guessing that any kind of a cave to get out of this area is going to be located on the far end of this ravine. Let's see if I can work past that boar without getting skewered. And so far, the heat hasn't really been too much of a problem for us. And so I'm really just trying to outrun the wildlife for the most part. I'm coming up on the end of the ravine here. I think that is going to be our entrance into the other biomes. I'm not yet sure of things. And this week's update was actually really kind of frustrating. I love seeing the weekly updates from Icarus, but this week they improved mounts. Yay! So now mounts will no longer take damage from thirst or hunger, which is great as a quality of life improvement. For me though, I just spent an enormous amount of time redoing my base in order to make it easier for the mounts to get to the food trough. And to find out that all of that work is essentially useless, because the only reason I was really doing it was because they were dying without it, is a little bit of a slap in the face, but it wasn't intentional. And like I said, this is a good quality of life improvement for the game. So I'm not complaining, just mildly frustrated with my personal experience. However, there's several other awesome updates that have come with that, including the mount resistances have been raised, and then an additional, I think it was 10%, the mounts got a resistance boost, and then the saddle is adding another 10% on top of that, so that's pretty cool. And saddles can now carry big things like extractors and such. The Thumper, I imagine, has its own G slot, so I can carry things. I think it said saddles will have one of those slots, saddlebags have 2, and carts have 5. So if I ever get into needing to haul a lot of stuff around, we're going to be able to do that with Buffy here, especially with the cart. I'm looking at these ores. That's aluminum. Got all kinds of ore here. This is a giant cave entrance, but the cave itself appears to be more normal in size. So I'm going to go ahead and just start working my way through here. And it looks like we're going to have a little bit of a struggle to get up here. What is going on with this? I'm going to leave Moby for a second. Hopefully it doesn't run off. That's what I should have brought with me. Some ramps. Because it looks like I'm going to need a ramp to get up there. Well, before I do that, I see some titanium ore that absolutely needs to get mined. Ooh, apologies, folks. It seems like my audio is a little bit out of whack. Let me fix that real quick. There we go. Hopefully the game sound won't be quite as loud here. I'm gonna hop out here. That's just copper ore. Yeah, that doesn't sound too bad. If I notice it's too loud during editing, we'll tweak some more stuff when we go out to edit. However, before we can get out of here, I'm really gonna need to make some ramps, which is wood and fiber. So I need to find a tree somewhere. I know there was a couple of them back up here by the water. So we'll run up there and grab one of those and be right back. Oh man, these cactuses have a wood each. I'm not sure I want to try and find 20 cactuses though. And Moby, what are you doing over here? Oh, you're on stay. Here, let's go to follow at least. You'll possibly try and follow me around. Not get eaten by a scorpion. So those would be better if I had like a sickle with me. I'm guessing I would get more materials out of doing that. That would be a requirement for any kind of a desert start if I were to try and do that at some point. We're using this as a mild learning opportunity to see if we can see how hard it would be if we ever wanted to do that. Oh, there's some squash in there too. You're not doing a whole lot of following me, Moby, when I run off to do things. However, I'm not going to waste a bunch of time on this. I know there's some trees right over the hill. Let's go grab them. And just looking at how many trees are in this little oasis area, I'm assuming they grow back at some point. But even if they didn't, this would be enough to get going if you were careful about getting started with them. Oh yeah, that's worth a real good amount of wood here too. And I'm going to go ahead and make... I've got enough fiber to make 2. Let's see if I can grab some more fiber before we take off here. Alright, we've got a number of them cooking now. I think I've got 5, it looks like. Maybe more. 7 total ramps. If that's not enough, then... well, I don't know. We'll figure it out, I suppose. And I'm out of my meat food here, so let's grab some of that. Gotta stay buffed while we're out here. All right, we're back. Let's see if we can try this again. I'm just looking real quick to make sure there's not like another path that we could take. Oh, there is. Wonder where this path goes. Maybe I'll try that before we build our ramp. Nope, nothing there. Although it looks like, if I move my camera, there is another path back here that's just blocked off by this bit of rock. Very interesting. All right, so here we are. Let's see if I can figure out how to get our ramps up there. Come in somewhere like this. Let's make sure I'm on ramp. That ought to work. Let me just make sure this goes somewhere first. Not so much. It looks like whatever is up there is being blocked off as well, so this is another dead end. Probably one of these things where these paths are going to open up once we hit a certain point in the mission or some such. However, I think I saw another path or cave up over here. And if I'm not mistaken, there's supposed to be 2 entrances in the end of this valley. So I'm going to go up on top of the ridge here, and we'll check out the other cave and see if we're completely out of luck, or maybe we'll find a way through yet. Alright, I'm up on top of the ridge here. I think that's my cave there. It kind of blends in from certain angles, but there's definitely a hole there. So let's get up there and see where this one heads to. And I think that's titanium up there, so let me hop out and just double check on that. Might be platinum. Yeah, it's just platinum. I've got to take a really good look at the next piece of titanium I find and remember what shade of colors, that is. Because I think now that I've done it, this is platinum as well. Yeah. Alright, this cave seems to be going somewhere, luckily. So we're going to keep following that. I'm going to get off and check these until I find a titanium node. Ooh, there's a giant pit of water there. That's kind of cool. And I'm in the frozen area. So I'm getting very, very cold. I'm not sure if this composite armor is designed to be as warm as some of the other armors we've had. I'm sure getting in the water while freezing is going to go a long way towards making that better. And that's titanium with the green on it, I'm pretty sure. There we go. Let's grab it. Bit of exercise, keep the muscles moving, stay warm. And we're officially starting to get frozen. I swear I just saw the cave entrance here and I got all turned around. Well, that's a random pool of water. There it is. We're getting a little bit of lag with the loading of the new zones here sometimes. Alrighty, well, here we go. We are officially in the Arctic zone here, and it is cold. That's a bit of a problem. We should have brought a warm beverage with us since we seem to be able to handle the desert just fine. It's the Arctic here where we're into the freezing area on our doohickey. In fact, I think we're partially into that because we're drinking out of this canteen, which lowers my temperature. So I'm going to ditch the canteen for now. I'd rather be a little bit thirsty than frozen. And I'm just kind of looking to see if there's a easy way to get down these cliffs without jumping to my death. Getting back up this again may be more trouble than getting down is proving to be. Now, when I played Icarus the first time on the regular map, I forget the name of that map now, is it Olympus maybe? I set up my base right on the edge of an Arctic biome because there was a lot of great resources in the Arctic, and I was playing mission-based play still. And all I remember is I'd come out here to the Arctic to try and find some materials, and I'd just get mauled endlessly by polar bears. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm seeing all these hit point bars here. I'm not sure. Oh, it's a rabbit. How cute. I'm trying to just manage to stay alive here, though. I don't want to fight half the world. I mean, I think wolves are wolves, no matter which biome you're in. Whoa, that was a big jump. I did not mean to do that, Moby. And yeah, getting rid of that water bottle is now keeping me above the cold marker here. So if we don't have the cold debuff all the time, we should be able to keep going. I'm really nervous about being able to get all the way back up these things on my mount, though. That's a point of concern at the moment, but we'll deal with that bridge when we need to get back to base. I'm also nervous about how long I've been out here without having any kind of a rest point. If I die, getting back out here to my body is going to be quite unpleasant. So as soon as I find a nice place to set up, we're going to have to stop and see if we can build a little shelter. Wow, this is very unpleasant. I don't see a path to get back up over on that side, so I think we'll go down this way. We're going to have to build a path to get back up here when we need to. That's making me quite nervous, although honestly I think I'll need to build a path to get up that other side as well. Well, we're committed. We're going to go ahead and make the attempt. We'll see if... oh, that was a bad idea. Bad idea. Oh my goodness. Moby's gonna need some healing, which is, this is where I should have brought him some food. Let's see if I can maybe feed one of these ripe coconuts. Nope, won't eat that. Oh, I've got a squash. I bet you'll eat the squash. Come here. Don't jump down there. There you go. You ate the squash. It gave you barely any sustenance. Okay. How are we going to do this? Am I going to try and jump to this one over here and not get stuck? Or should I jump to this one? Let's jump here. Oh, no. Well, I didn't die, but I almost got stuck. Oh, deep mining ore. All right, where are we going here? I'm trying to get over to this still. So I've run all the way down this path. I'm going to just keep following this wall around until we get out of this valley, hopefully. It looks like I've got another set of cliffs here. Is there some easy way down on this side? Whoa. Maybe if I come down on here. Oh, my light's still on. Let's turn that off. Oh, I can kind of sort of walk on the side of the cliff face over here. Oh, that's not bad at all. Wonder if I could get back up this way. That would be rather handy. Whoops. There we go. All right. I'm not going to stress out about being able to get back up at this point. We're just going to keep trucking. I'd love to get out of the Arctic, though, before building a hut of some kind. I feel like it would be better to have our restaging point somewhere warm that I could get food and other supplies in. There's just not a whole lot out in the Arctic here. I'd almost rather be in the desert than the Arctic when it comes to getting supplies. And it looks like there might actually be a bit of a valley down here. I see the trees in the distance aren't covered with snow, which is a promising sign. I'm gonna blitz past all this stuff, hopefully not get attacked by anything in the last few minutes. And I'll say I didn't see any polar bears while we were out running around in the Arctic there. So, I don't know. Maybe they're not as common as I think they are. Or maybe we just got lucky on this little trek here so far. And it looks like I've still got a bit of the frozen effect here. Somebody mentioned I can fix that by, was it taking off my helmet and then putting it back on? No, that didn't seem to do it. I can't remember. I know somebody mentioned how to get rid of that that effect. Well, we're gonna keep trucking here. I need to find a nice place without a ton of stuff trying to kill me. Let's take a look at the map. We're getting closer here, so I don't know what kind of a biome is gonna be over there. Hopefully it's this temperate forest area, but I'm going to, I think, try and come down here. I see some water down here. Setting up by the water would be actually really nice. Maybe if I can get down in this valley. It looks like that's a nice path down towards where that water is. So instead of being up here, if I come down on the side of this cliff, we'll get down into the valley. There we go. I bet this will take me all the way down towards that water, which would be really nice. It's starting to get dark. I didn't bring a refuel or a second lantern, so I'm trying to be a little bit picky with how I use up the lantern right now. There we are. Looks good. I'm not going to make the same mistake I've made in the past of trying to go out to the island to set up my base. Somewhere right in here is going to be just fine. It's just a 1x2 hut, so it's not going to be huge. Do something like that. That's a door. Actually got a door and a couple of roofs. Good to go. Grab Moby before somebody eats him. Close the door for a second. We'll waste some of our precious light so that I can get a bedroll placed like so. And I did remember to bring a little campfire, so let's get that placed right out here. And look, all those logs are going to come in handy for something. Get that lit up. Stay in here, Moby. Stay in here. Perfect. Now, Moby could actually take some of this stuff off of me. Give him the titanium, maybe the stack of wood. That'll keep me nice and light. We can turn this back off. No sense wasting the wood. I'm going to leave all of this set up right here. And I'm going to take one more look at this map. That's going to be real easy to remember. It's right on the top of this water thing. And the last thing I'm forgetting to do, hold to set spawn point. There we go. Now, if I die on the rest of the leg of this adventure, we'll have a shot, at least, of getting back to where we need to go. And I'm going to go ahead and use this as an opportunity to eat a hunk of meat. And we're going to get going before the buffs on all my stuff wear off here. Not sure I'm going to make it up there before 380 seconds pass, but we might as well give it a shot because I didn't bring any more food with us, and it's always easy to do these big boss fights when you've got food. I guess in the grand scheme of things, even with the salted food, I don't know if I would have made it out here with a second batch of anything. So we may need to have at some point a better way to bring food out with us. I guess if I'd brought a stack, I would have only lost the top items. So that's what I could have done. Now I'm having a little bit of weather, but it looks like it's gonna end shortly, or it's gonna get worse, one of the two. I'm looking at the map here, it looks like our boss fight is gonna be just up ahead, and what I should have done is left Moby at the shack instead of bringing him up here with me. So this could be a mistake, folks. I could very well be walking into a trap and we're gonna lose Moby as I come up here. Not much I can do about it at this point. I want to take the risk. All right, I don't see a ton of bad things up here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna run up here and we're gonna jump off Moby and I'm gonna tell him to stay. Good boy. And I'm going to come out here where all the bad things are. I'm going to take off the water bottle so I quit being frozen. And I'm just looking here. There is a paw symbol. Is this going to be like a giant polar bear? Because that would be absolutely terrifying. Canis the Victor. Okay. Oh, it's a wolf. All right, well, let's... Okay, this isn't working. Seem to shoot these smaller ones very well. Oh. Moby got killed by a polar bear. That's not good. Oh, he's healing. Can I get him to come out? Let's see. I need... Oh, no. Oh, I got him. All right, let's heal up. Well, that was a lot easier than I expected it to be. I'm gonna consume one of these just to get a little bit more food in the bar. And he's just a typical alpha wolf. Did a number on my armor, though. And I'm not seeing ice. I'm not seeing like a whole lot of special items or anything like what dropped from the previous bosses. So I'm not sure if I'm missing something or what's going on with that. But I guess we've got this black wolf tooth. I think I'm only not processing that as something special because I had some of those on the alpha wolves that came in that last event. So I know I've got some of those sitting in a chest already somewhere. Either way, we've got to go and avenge Moby. We finally have a polar bear here to take on. Oh, one shot with the gun. I mean, it was a stealth shot, but still, I expected that to be just a little bit harder. Well, you know, it's funny as the things that, you know, made the game so hard a year plus ago when I played it for the first time have terrified me from coming out here and trying other things. But now that we're tier 4 and we've got all the goodies, I'm finding that things are actually quite easy. Well, Moby the 5th, I'm sorry, but no parts going to waste. We're going to take you with us. We'll bury you at home, don't worry. That looks really cool with the ice up like that. Let me look at my map here. That's probably where the other world boss spawns, is in that area. Yeah, I don't think we need to do another scorpion. Even if it is an ice scorpion, I'm not sure there's going to be a whole lot of difference since it's the same symbol on the map. And we used all of one incendiary round on all of that. Well, I seem to have done the bosses out of order a bit, in that this wolf was definitely the easiest of the bosses I've come across now. I mean, yeah, it did spawn a bunch of ads. The wolf pack that I had to take out there, I was having a hard time hitting those with the knife, but they weren't all that hard to kill. It was like 2 hits with the knife. So if I'd been able to do a little bit better job aiming, this would have been an even easier encounter. I still would have lost Moby though. Either way, a lot of fun. And yeah, we're going to get out of here, get warmed back up, and I guess make the long trek home? I'm not sure yet. Alright, we are coming back up here on our little base. Looks like it's survived just fine. I have invested a couple of minutes into... Ooh, tea bush, interesting. Into gathering the handful of materials needed to build a crafting bench. I don't know why, but I figure if I'm going to leave this out here as a little outpost, we might as well put a crafting bench in just for the fun of it. Plus, it doubles as convenient storage. No sense hauling the mundane things back with me. We'll leave some materials out here for... well, for whatever comes. I think I'm going to leave the wood ramps out here just in case. I'll take the polar bear pelts back with me. Bones are always helpful. Yep, we'll take the rest of this. All of this meat and stuff is honestly going to get wasted. I'm going to toss it in here. We'll cook it up while we're sleeping, at least a little bit of it. We're running not low on supplies. I'm going to eat some just to keep everything moving. We can drink some water now that we're out of the Arctic. And I think that's about going to do it. We're in a pretty good shape. Got quite a few bones off of all of those polar bears. The titanium ore was worth the adventure, honestly, if nothing else was. So we're going to stay with it. I'm at 11:30. You know, I think we might just try and make the run back to the house here, since we've got plenty of daylight saved up. And I'm just looking here at the map. I wonder, I can't remember how tall this is. I wonder if I could at least get back down into our base. I'd love to see what that looks like from the top. That's a long run on foot, though. And in the Arctic, where I do tend to get a little bit frozen. Man, I don't know. I don't know if I dare risk that without any food or other supplies. I think we better head back over here. Oh, but I can't get back up all of these cliffs, especially without a mount. Oh no. Well, I tell you what, you only live once. We're going to head out there. Let me make sure I'm going the right way. We're going to head up here. Since I got to go this way to get up all of these cliffs anyway, we might as well see if I can find a way down over there that's not going to kill me. It's worth a shot. All right, I am back out here in the Arctic. There's wolves everywhere out here. For better or worse, we're going to attempt to avoid as many as we can. We don't have that many bullets. And man, is this a lot more painful on foot. We've got ammo. That's good. And I just want to look at my map here. We're more or less headed the right way. We need to get down into that valley area. So I'm going to stay off of some of these cliffs as we do so. And it's just white out here. Look at these big cliffs and some caves over there. The Arctic biome is really probably, for me, one of the most interesting, even though it's all whiteout conditions. It seems like it would be the most fun to try and survive in from a fresh start. I'd love to try and do one of these start in a harsh biome environments at some point. I feel like an Arctic biome would be, at least you'd have a lot of trees, I suppose, and you can use the ice to get water, so maybe it's a little easier than a desert start. But I feel like the creatures are just horrible out here. The tons of wolves and polar bears. I suppose you'd have easy access to leather and furs in the early game if you can survive. Where, again, the desert is probably a little tougher to start out on, so maybe I'm wrong in thinking that the Arctic would be the most challenging and most interesting. However, there's just something about the cold effects, the snow, the visibility, and the hostility of the creatures. I do feel like the general number of hostile creatures in the Arctic is much higher than the desert, but maybe I'm wrong. Now, I know I've been kind of distracted and running back and forth a bit here, but I feel like I've been running forever. And, oh, we're almost halfway there. It's not so bad. Now, this long hike is all well and good, as long as when I get down here to the, I think this is the Valley Pass, somewhere right around here, based on looking at the map. As long as when I get down here, there's a way that I can shimmy off of this cave back down into my valley, I'll be okay. If I get all the way down here and there's just no way to do it, that's when I'm going to get a little disappointed, and I really don't want to die with a mostly full experience bar if I do fall to my death. So I think I'm going to take down a couple of these wolves. Just this one wolf. There we go. We're now past the level, so if I die, no big deal. We once again made the mistake of running out with a nearly full inventory or a full experience bar and getting ourselves killed. I'm gonna just destroy this and take the bones with me. I'm still hoarding the bones for the epoxy. Alright, well that's enough messing around. Well, let's get up here and see if I can make my way through this pass or not. It's not looking promising, folks. That is one very tall wall where I expected there to be a bit of a gap to squeeze through. I kind of thought we would be way up above the valley based on the fact that when I was down there, we were way underneath all of the hills and such. But it looks like we may be closer to the same height, and this wall is just in the way on both sides and needs to get brought down somehow. Which I know we talked about it. I've been told it's a mission that's going to help me get through this pass. But, man, this means I'm going to have to go all the way around the outside on foot. That's a large disappointment for me right now. Well, it was worth the adventure to come out here and see it with my own eyes, what it looks like on the other side here. It is indeed blocked off at the moment. So I'm going to make the long trek back around and see if I can find a way back up the ice cliffs over here that we so easily jumped down with our mount. I'm suddenly having major regrets that I left our wood ramps back in that base, so we're going to cut down a tree real quick, get a few logs, and make a few more of these ramps real quick with the materials that I've got on hand. Oh no, we've got hypothermia now. Well, that's unfortunate and going to kill us rather quickly if we can't figure out how to get warmed up here. I don't have the bottle out at the moment. I guess I need a campfire. I need 24 stones, my goodness. All right, let's get back over here to the outside edge. We got to find some stones real quick and see if I can push past this. It is consuming my stamina very quickly right now. And I don't even have any room for stones either. We're gonna have to do a quick purge of some stuff in the inventory. What is this? That's ice. I need stones, and I need them quickly. Ice, ice, ice. There's some stones. Alright, I need all the stones. What was I saying about it being a fun adventure to try and survive in the Arctic? I'm having second thoughts. Luckily, my armor seems to be mitigating the bulk of the effects here. I'm taking damage, but also regenning health at the same time, it would appear. I wish there was some just normal stone boulders out here. It would make my life a lot easier right now. There we go. And this thing can go pretty much anywhere, I think. Let me get up on the flat bit here. I know I'm taking a lot of risks right now, given that I'm currently freezing to death. Alright, we're going to do it right up here along the edge of this. Too steep. Of course it is. That's why I was looking for somewhere flatter. There we go. F to interact. Toss our 5 pieces of wood in here. And as long as this stays burning for a full minute, which will be kind of close, we should be able to get rid of the hypothermia. As long as we've got the boost for that up, I'm going to go ahead and drink from the canteen. And I don't want to leave this here. I want to pick it up and take it with me. So I'm just waiting for this debuff to go away. Alright, there we go. We've managed to get rid of the hypothermia. So let me deactivate this. Pick it back up. Nice. And I don't really need the charcoal. I can go ahead and get rid of that. And we're back off to the races here to figure out how to get up this crazy ice wall here. I don't see any other walking path that'll do it, but maybe I could get across here. Man, that's a big gap. I don't know. I'm thinking maybe over there's a better bet. I don't think I could build fast enough to get my ramps up on this side. And if I look up here, if I do something like this, that's a lot of ramps, but we got up. And part of me is tempted to just keep going on the same angle here. Oh, we lost one due to my carelessness. I'm not getting up there. I need a couple more here, folks. We're up. Now, people have been telling me I can do like a staircase kind of a thing on the side walls. So I'm going to try and reset my grid here. I don't want it to focus on this one at all. I don't seem to be able to do that, though. I'm going to build sideways. We're so close. Oh, look, I can go like that. There we go. We're getting close, folks. I should have brought some more from down below up with me, but if I can get up here, feel like, oops, we can just make it. There we go. I'm gonna leave those there. They're gonna get eaten up by stuff, but that's okay. Although I do have a whole another round here to go. Maybe I should bring as many as I can with me. We are up top with 6 ramps. Not bad progress, I'd say. I'm gonna grab one of these and we'll get up top and grab the last one. Finally, we have it. We are now out in the freezing cold, though. Let's eat some berries and keep trudging through. If I look at the map here, we've got 2 more of these barriers to get through. Woohoo! With the dark, it is actually really hard to try and make out where I might be able to get up on these. I'm going to try and climb up on the side of the hill here a bit and see if that's going to work out for us. I've got a lantern, obviously, but I'm limited on the amount of fuel we have, so until it starts to get absolutely pitch black, we're going to hold off on using that and see if I can stumble around here in the dark just a bit. We have appeared to get up here onto this ice shelf, which is awesome. Just gonna turn this on for a second. I think that's a polar bear up ahead of us. That's just what I want to have to do, is fight a polar bear in the dark while I'm freezing. Maybe it's just a big rock. And I haven't actually gotten up on top of anything by the looks of it, so I might have been prematurely excited here. I'm gonna turn the lantern on just to see if I can see any breaks in this, but it looks like not so much, so I'm gonna probably go up here to there to there. Just looking, I don't see any other path over here, so here we go, back to building the ramps. Now I'm gonna do it right this time, as people keep suggesting. Build up the side of the cliff like so. Bring my ramps with me. Perfect. That was not as hard as I thought it would be. If we do it right from the beginning, it gets easier. Alright, let's keep going. There's lots of bad things out here, and I'm worried we're going to run out of fuel. We just hit hypothermia again. So maybe what I'll do is see if this is a cave right here. And we'll go shelter in there and see if I can warm up again real quick. I got some food to fill up my food bar. And man, it's just freezing out here. Wood, activate. I believe I'm going to do this, but titanium ore. More titanium ore. Okay, that was definitely worth it. Now let's chill out, get warmed, eat some food, drink some water while we're by the fire, turn off the lantern to consume batteries. Man, I'm not getting warm enough to counteract the nighttime here. All right, there we go. We're right on the edge of having enough warmth to have heat. I expect it'll get better as the sun comes back out, but I've got a long way to go till then, and I don't have my shelter with me anymore because we left it set up out there. And man, honestly, I really don't want to die and have to make all of the run back from where our secondary base is at this point. That would be just a disaster. So I'm going to hang out here for these 10 seconds. Hopefully we don't get pneumonia in the meantime. And we're going to get going as soon as this is up. Let me eat one more berry just so I'm ready to go. Maybe even one more steak to get that food level up. We're no longer cold. Let's grab these materials and back out into the Arctic we go. Quick check of the map to make sure I'm going the right way. Be a disaster if I started running back towards the Arctic tundra here. Oh, I can see the stars. It's so pretty if I wasn't freezing to death. And I'm just really hoping I can climb up these rocks. We ran down these, and I know I commented that I think I can probably get back up these when we were going down. So far, so good. Let me see if I can find a way. Oh, that's easy. All right. Well, we're up. Can I remember where our cave is? I think that's it right over there. We don't have the mount, so I'm going to need this light to last me all the way through the cave, because inside the cave, it's definitely going to be dark. All right, well, this is going to go through from the Arctic to the desert, so at some point here, it should start warming up. I do wish I'd paid a little bit more attention when I came through here to remembering what directions we needed to go. I vaguely remember coming through a pool of water, and I think we're going to follow the time-honored tradition of follow one wall all the way around until you find an exit. So that's what we're going to do. And this is looking like a desert opening. It's starting to warm up a little bit here. I remember mountains of platinum ore on the way in, so we must be headed in the right direction. And I suppose even the desert is cold at night. I guess that's another thing that would make the desert very hard to survive in, is that you've got cold at night and heat during the day, which until you get to late game armor means you're carrying around 2 different sets of armor to deal with all of that. Perfect. All right, we're out. I can conserve the lantern, and I can confirm we are now in the desert. So all I need to do now is not die, and we'll be golden. Well, we slipped off a cliff and broke a leg, folks, so my survivability here of getting back to the base in one piece with my high-level equipment and stuff and not having to make the run back from a random shack on the other side of the map naked is getting worse and worse, folks. I don't want to use up all of my food, but I'm going to eat a few bites there just to get back to a point where I feel like I could survive a sudden onslaught by something, because I'm not going to outrun it, that's for sure. Broken leg effect has finally worn off, and ooh, we've got a Moby here. Let's get rid of the parent, and I'm going to go ahead and see if I can manage to bring the juvenile back with us. Huh, and we're here right next to our handy electric deep mining drill. I don't have a whole lot of room, but what room I do have, I guess I can bring a couple of stacks of this back with us. It's not full yet, which is actually kind of a surprise to me. And can I get down over here with a pet following me? Well, let's find out. Nope. Well, I'll wait and see if it makes it. It's coming, and I don't see any hostile creatures between me and it, so let's keep moving. It's pretty fast on average. Alright, well, right back up to the base then. We've got a nice handy side door for just such an occasion. I just have to make it past any alligators that might be spawned down here. Come on in. Close the door behind us. And all the way over here to the goodies. Alright, well, we've got Moby the 6th in training here. We've made it back to the base successfully, and if I were you, I'd be yelling at me too. Let's set our spawn point just to make sure we don't forget about that, because that would be one of those flip table, I'm done with this game kind of a things if I suddenly spawned on the other side of the map without any of my stuff. Awesome. Well, now we've got a bunch of titanium, so let's go ahead and dump that off for processing. We should get a few of these things out of the container here, make some room. I don't have a lot of room, but regardless, we are going to wrap up this episode here. It's been a long adventure for me. I don't know how long of an episode this is going to be when I get done editing, but it was a lot of fun. We did a lot of stuff. We came back with some cool loots, and we've seen the Arctic, which was the one biome I hadn't done since we got back into things. A bunch of my crops have withered. That's all right. We'll deal with all of that stuff here before we get started next time. I do think that our next big adventure here, now that I have kind of cleared my way through all the different areas on the map, I've seen all the biomes, I've seen all of the world bosses. I really think our next adventure is going to be to get things cleaned up and stabilized, make sure they're in a good spot, and then I think we'll try out some missions and see what that side of the game is all about. Let me know in the comments if there's anything else you'd like to see me try out, as always, and that's going to be all for today. Kedrick out.